Good morning, guys. I don't know what these flowers are, but they smell lovely. And I'm over the tree museum, and here there's all pine cones suddenly arrived. Look, and in there it's the Hare Krishna temple. Yes, I did think about joining their group a few years ago, and then I thought to myself, why do I need to join a group? But look at these, and they're big ones, look, good size. So I thought we'd walk around this bit, and it is beautifully cool here. And let's do the time. I'm not getting used to this phone, man. 1917, and it's Monday. Yes, it's nice and cool here, eh, honey? You see how her coat is starting to grow back. Bless her cotton socks. Today is another beautiful day, and yesterday I had a delightful day. My son has got a girlfriend. Yes. Hello. My son has got a girlfriend. And that has been quite strange for the family. Sue died in December, which is like nearly 8 months ago she died. And it feels like 3 weeks ago. Yes, so she came to dinner, and she's lovely, absolutely lovely. And Jim had said, well, Faye, my daughter, had told me, the thing is, Mum, she's a bit like you. And I wondered what she meant by that. I never kind of questioned it, because then you get someone else's impression for you to, that's kind of at the forefront of your mind. And I think then it makes it difficult for you to make your own impression. Do you understand? So I was wondering, gosh, does she look like me, or does she talk like me? Has she got my mannerisms? I'm sure I've got mannerisms. Anyway, her daughter, she has a daughter. I think her daughter's 14 now, and her daughter has only had one, the very first vaccination. She hasn't had the others. She knows all about chemtrails, she knows all about the food, GMOs, she's a breastfeeding counsellor, works for the National Childbirth Trust. She's very, very nice. Yeah, and she's little. Hey. Sue was a very tall, leggy blonde. And Dana is smaller than me, which is quite amazing. Anyway, so yes, we had a lovely day. And it just kind of, it made me think. It really did make me think. Of how quickly life moves on. Yes. Anyway, we had our lovely day. I made a dinner. My stuff and I made a traditional Sunday English roast with homemade Yorkshire puddings. Yes. It was lovely. And then we went and sat in the garden, and we played Scrabble, and we just had a laugh. And it was so lovely to just laugh and do like normal things and not be focused on the sky, which was absolutely covered in chemtrails. And well, look at this, we've got all kinds of tools that have been left. And it made me realise how important it is to do. I mean, yes, we're aware, we know. Wow, there's a lot of rubbish here, guys. We know that things don't look particularly good at the moment. We know that, but we can still have fun. We can still enjoy ourselves. We can still put a big smile on our face and greet people. And I'm not saying don't acknowledge it, of course. Recognise it and acknowledge it. But it's about not letting it beat you, really, isn't it? And about having a really good laugh, getting to know new people, making new friends and new alliances. And I was just thinking, I'm not giving you any more power to upset and distress me. So, and today, Mustafa's got a day off, so he and I are going to pick cherries off our tree, I think. And also, I am going to attempt to make Jam Noise's cake, Jam Noise 72. She made a cake and showed everybody how to do it. And actually, it was a very good cake because... I'm going to go up this way this time. Because what she did... Whee, I love it when it goes down like that and you have to get your balance again. She just put 4 eggs in the weighing scales, and then the rest of it was the same weight as the eggs. I thought, my goodness me, what a very simple way of doing it. So I'm going to have a go at making that. But I shall probably add something to mine. Parsley. Something that looks like parsley anyway. So I shall be making a parsley cake. There. There we go. Yeah. And we're doing enjoyable things today. Aren't we, honey? Should we go down and see Georgina? Hey, or do you want to go through the... Okay, let's go through here. It's cooler for them through here. But I have been thinking about how we can be blaming them for our melancholy. You know, I have felt in days when I have felt so down that if God had appeared right in front of me and said, Rose Bush, would you like me to remove you from here right now? I would have said, oh yes, please, God. Because the enormity of everything sometimes, well, it can't be helped but to put you in a state of depression. And I swear that is part of the plan too. It is about giving you enough information that you question your very existence here. Because not all of us are leaders. Not all of us are great motivators. Not all of us are great speakers. And not all of us are great thinkers. Most of us are good followers. You know, we see a cause and we step up to the mark and we give it our all. But I think part of the plan of the they people is that, oh, look at that. The forest in shadow, how beautiful. I do love things like that. And do you understand what I mean? So I think it's a ploy by the they people to actually, you you know, they're probably really glad that all these YouTube channels are going. Because sometimes when you do read the comments, you see that people are so down and distressed, and they see that there's no way forward. But there always is. And I think it's about keeping your eye on it. Of course, keep your eye on it. But allow your mind and your being to play. Play and be free. Because freedom is what it's all about, and we are really free. Seriously, your thoughts are your own. They're just trying to tell you that they're not, and that they can't be, and that you could be punished for it. Your thoughts are your own. You can think whatever you want to think. You know, you can think the darkest of thoughts or the brightest of thoughts, and no one on this planet has the right to tell you whether they are right or they are wrong. You will normally find that people vote with their feet. So if they think that your ideas are good and sound, they will be with you. And if they think that they're dark and terrible, they will actually isolate you or not associate with you. You know, I have been around people in my life who have been very dark, and you know, I didn't want to stay in their company because it's heavy. Do you understand what I mean? Have you ever been with people whose the being with them is heavy? Yeah, I have. I mean, you almost don't want to be in their company. It's why I did actually get very horrible when I was in my when I was 14 actually. I went through the most horrible phase. I used to just challenge anybody and want to pick fights with anyone. I was hurting so much inside. And you then kind of attract to you these same kind of people. And it was almost like I woke up from it thinking, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? And some of my memories that are the hardest to let go of, to analyse and say, you know what, it's all right, I can understand that completely. This era, the age of 14 specifically, was very hard to analyse, and it's been very hard to let go of, because I said things and did things that weren't very nice. Yes. And I think all of us have that in us. Sometimes I think if you recognise it, you know what you're doing and you recognise it. That's one thing. There are people who don't even recognise it. They don't even necessarily think they're being dark or deep or bad. They just think that they're being them. And for all of us who do those kind of things, there's always a layer beneath that we can, given the opportunity, kind of peel back and examine and see, and then we can actually just say, you know what, it's okay, I forgive you, I forgive myself, and you were just doing what you thought you needed to do at that time to get by. And I think that's where deep thoughts and dark dark thoughts, demonic thoughts come from. I think it is the from pain. Oh, well, it's not actually a lady. Let me get somewhere that you can actually see that. Now, that isn't a ladybird. I don't know what that is. There's another one there, but they're not ladybirds. No. And all the flowers are gone now. But there's normally some kind of pain or angst or something that has sparked that deep and dark melancholy. And I think, you know, it's some of us can just kind of say, oh well, I've done these terrible things, they'll always be with me, I will never be, you know, an upstanding member of the community, so I might as well just carry on doing what I'm doing. But then for others of us, we can actually see, we can follow the stepping stones and see where they lead, and realise that really we were just lost for a while, or we just slipped on one of the stones and fell in to the water, you know, but we can forgive ourselves and we can learn from it. And the thing that we should learn is that we shouldn't really judge other people. You know, I've met so many people in my life, myself included, who have done things, has said things. Maybe they're not even aware of how they've impacted on other people, which is, again, about them judging. It's the speck of sawdust and the log in the eye, because they don't even recognise their own deep, dark moments. And then the rest of us, when someone's being like that, instead of us being so quick to judge and condemn and haul them over the coals and call them for everything we can, really we should be remembering our own journeys and acknowledging that this is just momentary. It is so momentary, and not to let it last forever, if you see what I mean. Not to promote it continuing for longer than necessary. That is what I'm saying. This tree smells lovely. You surely do. You're beautiful. And I think it is about being aware, even with your children. You know, oh dear, what's the matter with Abby? Abby, what's the matter, baby? I think Abby's going to throw up, which is okay. Sometimes the dogs do that. They will eat stuff that they know is going to make them vomit. I suppose it's like us when we know we feel like that, sticking our fingers down our throat. Not that I can do that. No, I try, and then I just no, I don't bother. Anyway, so I think it's about, like, with our own children, our grandchildren, our nephews, our nieces, our cousins, the children we teach in school, whoever it may be. We need to think, you know, that they are all going through stuff, no matter how young they are. They're going through programming, identity crisis, meeting the nasties, insecurities, and maybe what life should be about. And what we should focus our attention on is not what everybody's doing wrong. Let's start to focus it on what everybody's doing that's right. Let's start to make people smile. Yes, that's what I think we should do. Anyway, I'm going to go because my little Ebby has obviously eaten something that isn't good, although the heat is quite unbearable. And Jim did make a comment the other day, yesterday when he was at the house, and someone said it's a heat wave. And Jim says, no, it isn't, this is summer. Why are we calling it a heat wave? It is summer. And he's right. The changing of language is, there we go, Abby's okay now. The changing of language to normalise is obvious sometimes. Hello, David. Hello, Gorge. Anyway, I'm going. So, from my feet, which I can't show you the soles of, I'm afraid, unless I sort of put the camera down and I lie down, and I just hope that you can actually see I really am walking on the earth. And Honey and Abby, crossword sky in the making. It's goodbye, and I love you all. Keep looking up, you never know what might be up there. And remember, enjoy life, live it. It really is what it's about. It really is. Bye.